This is Adam Gorney with the Respect My Decision podcast on Rivals.com, here with a special guest today, and one I've known for a lot of years and now see on TV, Austin Aaron, who played at Napa and then played at Cal. And let's start there real quick, just to kind of get through that stuff. Football didn't work out. I think you've talked about that a lot in your past, and just kind of break it down. When you got to Cal, it felt more like a job than a sport, and it just wasn't going to be your future.
Yeah, no, I got to Cal, my freshman year, and they had me at outside receiver, and I realized real quick I'm not fast enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not going to go to the NFL, nor do I want to go to the NFL because I realized I don't really like hitting, and you have to like hitting at the next level even as a receiver. So I just realized, once I got to that level, I'm like, this is a full time job that I don't want to do. I just like entertaining. So yeah, I went into Sonny Dykes, who I really really enjoyed playing for. Went into his office and I retired right there. I said, we both know I'm not going to the NFL. I want to get out. I want to try something else while staying at Cal and getting my degree. So, yeah, no, football works out for a lot of people, but yeah, it wasn't my path. And yeah, I'm super, super, super excited that I chose to stop playing it, I guess.
Yeah. When was there like one moment when you're like, this is it, I'm done, and acting is going to be something that I like seriously pursue now?
Yeah, I don't know if there was one moment. I think it was just fall camp in general. I think any college athlete can tell you that. But like I said, they had me an outside receiver. Guys were running, 4-3 backwards, and I'm out here with a 4-6, 4-7. I'm like, this is just and then the blocking too. I'm like, oh, you really have to do it every play, especially if you're a big receiver. So yeah, no, and I just I liked I like cheering on the sidelines when, I was redshirting my freshman year, and I liked getting the crowd into it. And I'm like, I always had a dream about being an actor. I'm like, let me try this because this seems more up my alley.
So how does that happen? Like, what's the process? Do you reach out to like talent agents, or how does that work to actually get into acting, just in case if I need a new career or something?
Yeah, I had a friend from high school that I know was a model type, into the industry. So I texted her and I was like, hey, would love to, get into modeling, acting. So she hooked me up with an agency in SF, and then they got me one line on one of the episodes for a show called 13 Reasons Why on Netflix. And yeah, they liked what I did. They said, producers said, do you want to be the quarterback for one of the episodes in season 2? And did that. And they're like, all right, we're going to have you audition for season 3. So went in, did my thing, and then found out a week later, you're Luke Holiday, you're going to be in all the episodes for season 3 and season 4. So did that, and then a few of the guys were rep by a manager from 13 Reasons Why, and he signed me, which ended up getting me with my agent in LA, which ended up getting me on Winning Time, which is my first series regular role. So it's been a ride, man.
Yeah. Let's talk about 13 Reasons Why. My wife and I watched the show. I don't want to say enjoyed it since it's such heavy topics, but certainly entertaining.
Yeah.
What's that like when you're first on set or whatever else, and you're starting to really do this now?
Yeah, it was crazy. You show up and this is one of the most watched shows in the world. Yeah, like I said, it's a very very intense show, so not for everybody, but we go through really important issues. But yeah, I showed up and there's Derek Luke, who was on Friday Night Lights, and Gary Sinise, who's a legend, and Brenda Strong. So just to be thrown into acting for the first time with some legends was really really special.
And then you play sort of the not bad guy, but friend of the bad guy. I would imagine, right? And did that kind of like spark? This is what I want to do. This is kind of the career path that I want to go down now.
Yeah, I think just being on set is something it is so special, and just it reminds me a lot of sports, and you get thrown out and you just got to perform, and to throw yourself into a script, and and just the people around, and it was just the reaction that you get from being on set and all the cast and crew is just something that I'm like, okay, I want to do this for the rest of my life. I don't know what that means, but this is what I want to do.
Let's talk Winning Time, because I love the show, and I'm not kissing up to you here. I actually really love it. My wife, who didn't know anything about the Lakers or that time period or anything like that, absolutely loves it too. Just the way it's shot and the way it's filmed and everything else. When you got that role, did you feel like this was kind of a special show, or did you kind of not really know how it would take off?
Yeah, I think it was about March time last year, and I got my degree from Berkeley, and that's where I met my wife, and she's a tech recruiter in SF. And I was like, yeah, I got to the point where I'm like, I love acting, but can you just get me a job? Like I got a good degree, because no actors were working over the pandemic except for like Reese Witherspoon or whatever. So, and then my agent called me like probably 2 weeks after I had talked to my wife about that and said, "Hey, there's this role for you." And then I just got thrown into a producer session with our show. And yeah, found out a week later it's a series regular role. You have a week to move down with your wife, and so I knew it was going to be special. It was HBO, and there were some huge Oscar winners a part of it, but it was it is just like you said, no bias, but I am obsessed with the show. I'm just so hyped every week for it. And yeah, again, so blessed that I got this opportunity.
Yeah, I'm 41 years old right now, so I was a kid right where it's being filmed now, like early 80s. I don't remember
Yeah.
that, but hopefully it stays around for a lot of seasons because I want the Magic, Kareem, James Worthy, Byron Scott, Michael Cooper, like those years would be fantastic. Kurt Rambis, all those years would be
Yep.
absolutely phenomenal. What is it like working with those guys? Because there are some really famous guys in that show, and Sally Field. And for people that haven't seen the last episode,
Yeah.
enjoy her while she's still there. I'm not going to give away too much, but
Totally.
What's it like being on set with people like that?
Yeah, I think one of my first days on set, I get, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we all kind of wanted to go home at that point. And one of our producers comes up to me and is like, "Hey, we're gonna have you do an improv scene with Adrian Brody." And I'm like, "All right, cool."
Right.
I'm like, "This guy's literally won an Oscar." So we get tossed into this scene. Didn't end up making it, but I get tossed into a scene with him. We do some really special stuff, and they were laughing the whole time and came up to me and said that was one of the funniest moments of the show. So just to be able to, and then I, came on set with Jason Clark, my first day on set. And again, that was another improv scene where he just kind of calls me out. He's like, "Landsberger, what do you think of this?" And I said something like he called me fat or something. And yeah, a lot of people have enjoyed that line, but yeah, I realized that it's a lot of just kind of go with the flow, especially for my character, because I'm kind of the comedic relief as Landsberger. So
Yeah.
it was special.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's been a little bit of controversy around the Jerry West character, but it's incredibly
Yeah.
entertaining, unbelievably entertaining. And then Adrian Brody is Pat Riley. That's almost like how is that going to work? But then you see it works almost perfectly. It's great,
Yeah.
and the other coaches are just so entertaining. And my wife knows the other coach from Forgetting Sarah Marshall, but I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
God,
same.
please, please.
Same. It's like, oh, that's that guy. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Jason
yeah.
Segel's cutest person ever. We love him.
Yeah. So just quickly talk to me about how they found the Magic and Kareem characters, because sometimes that could kind of come off as a little lame or cheesy, but it
Yeah.
works almost perfectly how they talk, how they act, especially Kareem, how he can kind of be like so reserved and all that kind of stuff. I think they're doing a tremendous job.
Yeah, no, actually, Solomon, he was one of the first, probably the first person I met on set, and he mentioned that he went to Cal. He played basketball at Cal for 4 years, so we just vibed top. PhD, so he's a full-on doctor too. So this was just kind of like, oh, I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar now. So incredible. And then Quincy, who plays Magic, he played football at Kalamazoo College, I believe, in Michigan, and he was going to go to the Army. And then got the call that Adam McKay wants to see you for this role, and kind of similar situation. You're Magic now. So the sweetest guys ever. They were both at my wedding a few months ago. So we're all on this journey together, and the best guys possible, no egos whatsoever, and the best people you want to work with.
John C. Reilly is as Jerry West, another character that is hard to pull off, and he's done a lot of different stuff. I mean, from Chicago to Talladega Nights, everything.
Yeah.
Step Brothers, and it could have come off as a little too comedic. It could have come off as a little goofy, but he nails it, and it's just it's really impressive to see how he's doing this, huh?
Yeah, I think he's like 4th or 5th in the Emmy like nominations right now, and it's completely warranted. And yeah, he's like you said, you're like kind of creeped out by him, but you're rooting for him. But he's just a total so hardworking guy, and yeah, the Jerry Buss character, it's incredible what he's doing. And yeah, like you said, we thought we were gonna see Ricky Bobby out there or something, you know, one of those, but which we absolutely love as well. But now this is like a whole different level, and I think it's really special role for him.
Yeah, you're not really cheering for him, but then you are, and then he meets Red Auerbach, and you're like really cheering for him. So it's really
that scene with him and Red on the court where he's like, every day I love it. I think it's great.
I can't believe that's the commish too. I mean, that's just amazing, right?
I know they get every role possible and just cast him perfectly. So it's incredible.
It's perfect. What does your day look like on the set? Is this, you know, you hear horror stories about 16, 18-hour days. Is that what you're kind of going through? Is it 50 shots, or how does it kind of work for you on a day-to-day basis when you're doing it?
Yeah, no, there was, you know, especially for the basketball scenes, those were multi-million-dollar days that they spent. So you're getting a lot of different shots, definitely. So yeah, there were definitely some 14, 15-hour days. And then every day that we weren't filming, we were training too. So it was a lot of days were harder than college football training, to be honest, because we had Edon Ravin, who coached like Steph and LeBron, and we show up the first day and we're actors, you know, but he worked us into the ground and made for some especially for this upcoming episode you'll see in the finals. But it was tough, but you just love every moment of it because it's the best job in the world, I think.
One other character I have to touch on because I love him is Larry Bird.
Yep.
My favorite scene is when he spits his chew into a Budweiser can. I think that is just so perfect, Larry Bird. I think that's great. How did they cast him? And it's hard to find someone, and no offense to Larry, but that can kind of play that character and look like him too, you know?
Yeah, no, they originally had Bo Burnham, who we all loved, to be Larry Bird, and then we got a text to our little Showtime group message that he's not going to be a part of it anymore, and he's really, really sad, but wish us all the best of luck. And then they cast a guy named Sean Patrick Small, and I think I was the first guy that met him on set, and he's a Bay Area kid as well. He played basketball, so we really vibed day one. And man, to see him in his bird zone is he is special, and I think he was made for this role. Because he had spent 5 years like creating a Larry Bird script. I don't know if you know anything about that, but it's incredible. He spent his whole life, searching the guy. So now we're neighbors, we're like best of friends, and I can't wait to see what he does with that role because he is absolutely hilarious.
Can you give us a hint on what's next, or is that kind of top secret?
We're starting filming season 2 pretty soon. So, I just signed my little option. So they're bringing Landsberger back. So, I'm excited. We're going to start training and start filming soon. So, hopefully, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, I'll check out the Jeff Pearlman book to kind of see what the thing is, but I'm just excited to be on this ride.
Awesome. Again, that is former Cal wide receiver Austin Aaron, but more importantly, Landsberger on Winning Time. Really appreciate you joining me today, Aaron. Awesome.
Either one. Thanks, Adam.
Thanks, man.